How's it going, super friends? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're having a look at the classic Superpowers Collection Batmobile, the Caped Crusader's action vehicle from Kenner. Now, I know that for a lot of you, this here is the crown jewel of any Batman fan's Superpowers collection because the Batmobile tends to be kind of difficult to get your hands on, especially one in the box. Full disclosure, mine is an open box. The tape seal has been broken, but everything that came in the box is still here intact. Anywho, the packaging for this is pretty awesome. As you can see, Superpowers logo here. A cool piece of artwork with Batman and Robin sitting in the Batmobile, ramming Joker in the butt with the battering ram. How rude! Here's what the top looked like, having an actual image of Batman and Robin with the car, while the left-hand side looks like this, and the right like that. Well, the bottom is very much the same as the top, except for it's also got the barcode and the proof of purchase from General Mills. If you had to pick this bad boy up off the shelf in the toy store in 1984, this is what the back of the box would have looked like. Batman and Robin jump into the Batmobile, activate the pop-up bat-eye headlights, and are ready for adventure. The dynamic duo outwits and disarms the Penguin. Batman and Robin capture the surprise Joker with the Batclaw. Rad. Okay, now let's open it up, and as I've said before, the tape has been cut. So the first thing we get in the box is the instructions. Fantastic little piece of artwork there in the front. Batmobile operating instructions. And on the inside, yeah, it shows you how to use the action features. You put Batman and Robin in the car and you push this little thing here and it makes the headlights open up, and then you flick that little switch and it makes the battering ram pop out, and then you push that little button and then you can grab Joker with the Batclaw. Also, the Batmobile is equipped with an exciting power sound. To activate it, push the Batmobile forward. Seriously, as you'll see later on in this video, parents must have hated the sound that this made. And I think we're ready to pull the Batmobile out. Like so. You can see that it's still got all of its cardboard insert bits intact. Yeah, the one that holds the bottom, let's pull that one off. And ain't she sweet? This Batmobile is chock full of its own individual stylistic, artistic choices, right from the front to the very back. The Batmobile that appeared in the comic books of the time didn't look quite like this, and neither did any of the Batmobiles that appeared in any other media, except for in Jose Luis Garcia Lopez's artwork. This Batmobile, as far as I can recollect, was entirely its own thing. And in my opinion, this is probably the very best toy action figure Batmobile that's probably ever been made. From the front, this Batmobile has a really cool looking grille, and then you've also got a black Batman head sort of painted on the hood there, which was something that other Batmobiles had used in the past as well. On the side, you've got the quintessential bat signals and more of that really fantastic shaping and styling that this Batmobile did so well. Each one of the Batmobile's wheels has the bat symbol hubcaps there. I can totally imagine Jason Todd stealing them off of this car. On the top of the back of the Batmobile, you can see that stylistically they've added a bat symbol right into the design. And it's a really cool design choice. And on the back you can see those fiery turbines, as well as more artistic styling, and the claw feature that comes out the back, which we'll look at in a second. The cockpit of the Batmobile is impressively detailed, having not only angled seats with actual cushions molded into it, but all kinds of sculpted detail in the very back under the windows. The steering wheel, or bat, is a bat. It's a steering bat. And there's all kinds of stuff going on in the console of this Batmobile, whether it be between Batman and Robin or both of them up in the front there, which is exactly what you would expect for a Batmobile. Heck, even the undercarriage of this Batmobile has all kinds of stuff going on. They really did a fantastic job making this car. And of course you've got all the stuff on the bottom, like the DC Comics and the All Rights Reserved and the Kenner products and the blah-blah-blah-blah-blah. Now, as for those kid imaginative playtime friendly action features, here's how you made them all work. On the inside of the cockpit here you had this little yellow switch, and that was used for turning on the headlights so that Batman could see where he's going in the dark. To put the headlights back in, you just pulled on the little yellow piece again and they went back in the hood. For using Batman's battering ram feature, you just pulled this little switch here back like this, and it was Night Night Joker. Night Night Joker. And then pushing this little switch here in the middle of Batman's console between Batman and Robin would enact Batman's capture claw. If Joker happened to be, you know, milling around out behind the Batmobile, just, you know, like, I'm not doing nothing, just chill, ah! And then you could drag Joker around Gotham like a savage. Now, Batman's Batmobile also had a sound feature, a noisy feature. With this one, it doesn't really do it very well. You can't really hear that. Hang on. I've got a second one of these that I let my youngest boy play with. Let's get that one. Okay, hang on a second. Let's try it with this one. This one is going to be definitely a bit more banged up because my 7-year-old plays with this one. It's pretty much his. But the inside here, if you look in the wheel, you got that same detail right there, the thing that clacks on the inside of the wheel, and look at this. Which means that when Batman and Robin are driving around, it makes the noise that is guaranteed to drive any parent crazy. Yep, that would have driven my parents nuts. And you know what? Since Batman and Robin have already made an appearance in this video, let's quickly review them too. Now, even though I don't actually have either of these mint on card, here's what the card art looks like for both of them. Typical blue, yellow, and red superpowers packaging with the logo and everything else. And both of them are Wave 1 Batman and Robins. In other words, you only have the other 12 figures on the back. Here's the bio for Batman. Feel free to pause and read that if you'd like to. And here's the bio for Robin. You can feel free to pause and read that one as well. And now that all that's covered, let's look at each of the figures. Starting first off with the Caped Crusader himself. And if you're my age, this is the quintessential Batman figure that probably everybody who ever owned a Batman figure will remember owning. And honestly, I still think that he's one of the best Batman figures ever made. The blue and the gray look really nice and complementary together. The sculpt is fantastic. He's comic accurate. He's got the nice big belt buckle on his yellow belt with the capsules, a nicely neatly painted bat on his chest inside the classic oval, and his face looks pretty nice too. It's a pretty great attempt at creating a 1970s/80s comic accurate Batman face. He's also got that cloth goods cape, which I'm not going to lie, I've never unfurled it. I'll just hang him upside down here for a second to show you. It's still folded as if it came out of the package, and that's because once you unfurl these capes, once you fold them out, they never kind of sit quite right again and then begin to curl up. And for this one, I just wanted to keep it nice and crisp. Oddly enough, sometimes with these Superpowers Batman figures, the capes will actually lighten. They fade over time, which I definitely think is kind of weird. And for Batman's power action punch, you simply squeeze his legs, and he is ready for action. And of course, Batman came with a mini comic, which you can feel free to pause and read any of the pages you so choose at any time. If not, let's move on to Robin. And now it's time to get up close and personal with Robin, the boy wonder. I remember loving my Robin figure as a kid. I mean, just look at him. He looks really fantastic. Bright green, bright yellow, bright red. And back in the day, they sculpted everything onto these figures. They didn't just leave it to the paint apps like so many action figure companies do these days. Robin's face is sculpted definitely very cool. Sometimes the paint apps on Robin's face can be a little bit weird getting that domino mask to line up, but as usual, they can always be better. These were mass-produced toys that were made in... where were they made? Oh yes, that's right. Hong Kong. Robin, just like Batman, has a cloth goods cape, of which I never have unfurled either. I don't know where this spotting came from, though. I have literally no idea what that is. But it's 35 years old, so you gotta expect that kind of stuff to happen. As the instructions clearly show here, how you enact Robin's power action karate chop was by squeezing his legs, and he would go to town. Hi-ya, 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 hi-ya. Chop, 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 chop. But ever since Austin Powers, I just think of judo chop. Chop, 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 chop. Rock, paper, scissors! Paper again! And, of course, Robin also came with a mini-comic, which, just like with the Batman, you can pause to read this at any time. Failing that, we're going to go on to the comparison. For comparison, I just wanted to bring in the 6-inch scale Mattel Batman and Robin figures, which were clearly influenced by the Kenner Superpowers collection. Full disclosure, the Batman is a custom. I did do a head swap because I wanted the black over that Batman's face. So there we go. we've shone a spotlight on the Kenner Superpowers Batman and Robin and the Batmobile. 3 of my favorite toys from my childhood, one of which I admittedly never had as a child. But I've made up for that by giving one to my youngest son so that he can say he did. And he loves it. Seriously, look at this picture. The Kenner Superpowers Collection Batmobile, in my opinion, solidifies the Kenner Superpowers Collection as one of the coolest action figure lines of all time. Anyhow, super friends, I think I'm done for the day, so thank you so much for tuning in and watching my most recent entry into my Kenner Superpowers Collection video catalog. Hopefully you're enjoying this series. I got another one coming fairly soon, so stay tuned and I will see you with the next one. Have a super awesome DC day, everybody, and see you next time.